If you love me, please don't judge me. Got my hands tied, the power's above me. Don't shoot the messenger, I'm just a puppet here. If you wanna place blame, then look to the puppeteer. Family, fortune, envy, jealousy, privilege, passed on, legacy, secret, sabotage, borderline, felony, suicide, subtract, selfish, pedigree, yeah.
Well, that F1 race in Saudi Arabia in the shithole country was pretty interesting. It was a very dramatic, drama-filled race. It was also kind of a shit show, too. Like, this race in Saudi Arabia, it had fucking everything happen. Like, everything you could have in a go-home race before the season finale, you had it happen. Like, Jesus Christ, this race was something. Like, right at the start of the race, you know, you had the crash from Mick Schumacher into the wall, which I'm glad that Schumacher was okay. And then you had the red flag break, and then during the red flag break, we then learned that you could change 4 tires under a red flag in F1. And for all the Hamilton fans complaining about Verstappen and FIA letting Verstappen and Red Bull change tires, let me point this out to you. Imola, Lewis Hamilton was allowed to change his front wing on the red flag and get repairs. More likely will not have even come close to the podium if that didn't happen. And don't forget Silverstone earlier this year, when Hamilton dumped Verstappen, and then under the red flag, Hamilton's team was allowed to make repairs to the car, which odds are would have, and which if they didn't make those repairs, Hamilton would have more than likely retired from that race. And don't forget, Verstappen earlier this year had wing damage from the Lab 1 crash in Hungary. Under the red flag, was allowed to make repairs to his car and continue on. As far as I'm concerned, it's dead even. I don't want to hear another fucking person complain about the FIA favoring Hamilton or Verstappen over the other. They're fucking dead even. Shut the hell up with the complaining there. But yeah, of course, that strategy allowed Verstappen to get the race lead since Hamilton and Bottas pitted under the safety car. And then during the restart after that red flag, we then had Hamilton and Verstappen be Hamilton forced off the track by Verstappen. And then we get another crash shortly after that, with Perez wrecking out, and then Russell getting wrecked, and then Mazepin almost fucking got killed by the tire when he fucking went right through fucking Russell. Like, thank God for the fucking halo bar. That halo bar is honestly the greatest thing F1 has ever done. And that led to another red flag. And then during that red flag, Verstappen was then told he'd have to give his position back to Hamilton, which then cycled Esteban Ocon to the lead. And then on the next restart, Hamilton would get the edge on Ocon, but Verstappen would force it 3 wide into turn 1, and Verstappen gets the lead off there. Damn, this racing, like the first half of this race was fucking intense. And then we had 4, 5 virtual safety cars for debris on the track. And a lot of shit happened. Like, we even saw a few penalties. Like, Tsunoda getting a 5-second penalty for dumping Vettel. And, oh, Jesus, this race was a chaotic shit show. I'll say this about Saudi Arabia track. Even though the track looked like a fucking sperm cell, the track looked beautiful lit up under the lights. That track looked fucking beautiful. I think that's the one quality that makes that track fucking beautiful. Even though it's in the shape of a sperm cell, I'll give credit where it's due. Well, that was fucking beautiful to see that track under the lights. Like, it was just a thing of beauty right there. I mean, no, if this race happened during the day, would we all be complimenting this track like we were today? Probably not. But yeah, then we get to the interesting part late in the race, when Hamilton closes in on Verstappen, and then Verstappen forces Hamilton off the track. And then we get some controversy, because we haven't had enough of controversy in this Verstappen-Hamilton championship fight. Where shortly after that, Verstappen was then told to give the lead back to Lewis Hamilton. And then while Verstappen was doing that, Verstappen would slow down and go right in, and would try and go down and block the entire track, which led to Lewis Hamilton rear-ending Verstappen. But honestly, it was a great move for Hamilton to slow down. because that could have ended a whole lot worse. But both were lucky to keep going on. And then after that, Verstappen would then get a 5-second penalty. Beep. For dangerous driving and blocking the track. And let's be real. Yeah, Verstappen tried to fuck Hamilton over because Verstappen was being salty about having to give the lead up to Hamilton. So he tried to screw Hamilton over. Like, if for everyone trying to say that was Hamilton's fault, that was Verstappen's fault. Where the fuck was Hamilton supposed to go? Like, Verstappen was literally blocking the whole fucking track. And Hamilton had nowhere to go, because that track was already fucking narrow enough as it was. Like, literally, Hamilton had nowhere to go. What was Hamilton supposed to do in that situation? Just fucking goes full speed and ram right through him? Like, come on. Hamilton did nothing wrong. That was fucking Verstappen's fault, clearly. I think it's honestly a bunch of Lewis Hamilton haters being butthurt about Lewis Hamilton potentially having a shot at an 8th championship. Like, seriously, what was Hamilton supposed to do when the guy that's supposed to give the lead to you blocks the entire track so you fucking can't go by? Seriously, what the hell was Hamilton supposed to do? Just lay down and die? Come on. Be smarter than that. And then shortly after that penalty, right as Verstappen got that penalty, Verstappen would then briefly give the lead to Hamilton, only to take it back a few seconds later. And oh yeah, the FIA is investigating that incident and wants a word with Verstappen in the principal's office for that. So Verstappen could get more penalties. And we're still waiting on the word for that one, but that could be interesting. And then we get to the end where Hamilton would eventually get by Max Verstappen for good, as Verstappen was forced to give the lead up to Hamilton. And then after that, that would be a bad mistake for Verstappen's team, because Hamilton would then pull away and would easily cruise to his 8th win of the season. So Lewis Hamilton gets his 103rd career win. And Hamilton also gets the bonus point for fastest lap, because that's going to play a big factor here. Because Max Verstappen would finish 2nd in the race, and then at the line, Esteban Ocon looked like he had the podium until the last 100 feet of the race, when Valtteri Bottas would edge out Ocon in a photo finish to get the podium spot. So yeah, this race had everything. And of course, some with Verstappen finishing 2nd and Hamilton winning the race again, the fastest lap. This means two things. One, this means that the championship battle is indeed going down to the season finale next week in Abu Dhabi. And this also means one thing. It means that both Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen will enter next week's season finale in Abu Dhabi tied for the championship lead at 369.5 points. Dead even. Nice. Very nice. So yeah, for the first time since 2016, F1 is going to Game 7. I honestly feel like it's kind of fitting that this championship battle is going to be it's entering the finale in a tie, because both drivers have been dead even all year. Like, this is probably the most appropriate way and the only way this championship ends. In a tie, in a winner-take-all race. So yeah, it's very simple in Abu Dhabi next week. Highest finisher wins the championship. But in the event that both drivers still leave Abu Dhabi in a tie, Verstappen would have the tiebreaker with most wins, because Verstappen has 9 wins to Hamilton's 8 this season. So yeah, next week, Hamilton's going to look to do something that has never been done in either F1, NASCAR, or IndyCar. Winning 8 championships, because the threshold's always been 7. Don't worry, I'm going to talk more about the F1 season finale next week in the preview / haters guide video. Or bandwagoners guide video, whatever you want to call that. See, I am going to do a preview on that like I did for the Chase Grid this year for Phoenix. So yeah. A dead even championship battle. So yeah. And it's a true Game 7 moment. But yeah. And yeah, did I mention that these two being tied for the championship and happens under a season-long points format? Damn! It's like we don't need a gimmick chase grid format to decide a champion, and whoever made a season-long points format knew what the hell they were doing this entire time. Who could have predicted that? Hang on, I need a drink. Because my throat was starting to get a bit sore there from talking. So yeah, okay, now I had a drink from the Jeff Gordon gas can. So yeah, anyway, so yeah, I know everyone wants to talk about, how this championship is a lot similar to the NASCAR Chase Grid Final Four we have every year. No. 2 different formats. Here's the difference between F1 championship going down entering the finale as a tie versus NASCAR's. F1, it was special and it happened naturally and organically. NASCAR's is not special. Because it happens every goddamn year and it's manufactured and arbitrary. And it's artificial. And it's drama shoved down everybody's throat. F1 this year, yeah, this championship battle has been very dramatic. But this drama happened naturally and organically. It wasn't shoved down everybody's throat like NASCAR did. So yeah, let me just say something about Game 7 moments. Game 7 moments are only special because they rarely happen. When you have a Game 7 that happens every motherfucking year, like, let me be real, when you have a Game 7 every year, the value is this high. When you have a Game 7 that happens every single season, here's the value right here. When you have a Game 7 that happens every year, the value goes down and it's no longer special. And hell, F1 championships rarely go down to the season finale. It's very rare to see a championship battle go down to the finale. But every time it does, we always get very special moments. So yeah, it's a tie. So yeah, this Game 7 is special because it happened naturally. NASCAR's Game 7s are not special, because, especially under the chase grid format, because it happens every year and it's artificial and manufactured. That's the difference. That is the difference. Like, the only true pure definitions of a Game 7 I can come up with in NASCAR was the 1992 season finale at Atlanta with that 6-man championship for the battle. Was mainly, though, between Davey Allison, Alan Kulwicki, and Bill Elliott. And in the 2011 championship between Carl Edwards and Tony Stewart under the old chase format. At least that format had a better track record than the chase grid. All I'll say for NASCAR and the chase grid is, hey, at least Kyle Larson would have won the title under every other points format in 2021 either way, so at least he was the legit champion. So yeah. But yeah, still. And in the end, though, what can NASCAR fans learn from this? NASCAR fans can learn that a gimmick chase grid format is not the way to crown a champion, and that season-long points formats are the way to go. I mean, every other motorsports has this format. Because I know a lot of NASCAR fans that are against it are saying, oh, we don't want it because we don't want the champion decided with a month to go in the season or with 4 or 5 races left in the season. Like, come on. Can I tell you something? Well, F1, this is the first time since 2016 the season finale has gone down to the season finale. But can I tell you something? You know, IndyCar has a season-long points format. And you want to hear something? That championship battle has gone down to the season finale for the last 16 years in a row. Granted, a few of those years were mainly because of the double points format, which was a fucking gimmick, so that was kind of manufactured there. But still, 16 years in a row of the IndyCar championship battle going down to the season finale. Were most of those Game 7s? Yeah. Were they climactic? Not all of them. There were some that were very anticlimactic. But still. See, like every motorsport has a season-long points format. Like, hell, for fuck's sakes, the ARCA West Championship this year ended in a motherfucking tie. And that was under a season-long points format. The only motorsport that doesn't have a season-long points format is NASCAR because of the gimmick chase grid. Like, hell, every other NASCAR series that isn't the Cup Series, the Xfinity Series, or the Truck Series has a season-long points format. Like, Modified, season-long points format. Penny Series, season-long points format. Mexico Series. By the way, the Mexico Series Championship season finale is this weekend. I'll have to wait on results there. Season-long points format. Euro Series, season-long points format. ARCA Series, season-long points format. ARCA East and West, season-long points format. While Trucks and Xfinity and Cup, gimmick chase grid format. Hell, let's go further. IndyCar, season-long points format. F1, season-long points format. Have I made my fucking point clear yet? But yeah. And also, speaking of NASCAR, we did get the silly season news. Mainly Hattori going to 2 cars and 2 trucks in 2022 with Shane Smith getting the 61 truck and Tyler Ankrum getting the... I mean, actually, Shane Smith getting the 38 truck. Yeah, 38 truck for Front Row Motorsports because Todd Gilliland's going up to the Cup Series next year to drive the 38 for Front Row. So Front Row is putting a rookie in the 38 for the 3rd time in 2 seasons. Because they totally didn't try rushing one up before with Anthony Alfredo with little success. But this time it's going to be different, everyone says. I'll believe it when I see it. Gilwood's being rushed up too soon. This is going to end badly. Like, this is now the equivalent of trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. It will never work. Unless you pound the shit out of enough to where you somehow make it squeeze in. And also, Chase Purdy's going to Hattori next year to drive the 61 truck with Tyler Ankrum getting the 16. So yeah, that'll be interesting. But yeah, so a bit of silly season wrapped up here. So of course, next week, F1 season finale in Abu Dhabi, Game 7, Hamilton versus Verstappen, winner take all for the championship. And also, next Sunday will also be the final race for Kimi Räikkönen. And potentially the final race, which one? Oh yeah, the final race potentially for Antonio Giovinazzi. So yeah, a lot of storylines in this. So yeah, not only do we have an exciting championship down to the wire, we also say goodbye to the Iceman, Kimi Räikkönen. So yeah, still, in the end, season-long points format for the win. But let's be real, NASCAR's never getting rid of the chase grid format. Like, let me be real, the only way NASCAR will ever get rid of the chase grid format is if one of these 2 scenarios happen. Scenario 1 would be all the drivers in the final 4 wreck out in the final race. That's scenario 1. The second scenario is, which I thought was going to happen between Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick this year, but it didn't happen. The second scenario would be if a driver not competing for the championship intentionally takes out somebody that is. If NASCAR had one of those 2 scenarios play out, then they would have no choice but to get rid of the chase grid format. Because then that would prove that this gimmick format would not be the way to crown a legitimate champion. And F1 just proved that you can have an exciting championship battle under a season-long points format and have it happen naturally and organically instead of having a bunch of meaningless drama shoved down everybody's manufactured drama shoved down everybody's fucking throat every goddamn week. But I think I've ranted on long enough. Like, this race definitely had something. And I'll say this, that light show that Saudi Arabia did, that was fucking beautiful. I'll give Saudi Arabia a lot of credit. Even though I fucking despise and hate that country with a passion, I won't be 100% of an asshole, and I'll give credit where it's due. But yeah, still, what a race. And what a fitting way for this championship to end. See, I am going to do a preview, little bandwagon/haters guide for the championship race. So yeah, you got that to look forward to sometime this week. And also, once I have the Mexico Series results from this weekend's race season finale for the Mexico Series, You'll also have 2021 season of NASCAR with F1 points coming out this week too. Because once I get those results, I can then start recording and everything. So, you got 2 videos to enjoy this week other than my normal Lions vids. But yeah, anyway, that's all I gotta say. See you all in Abu Dhabi for the finale next week. Too bad I gotta wake up at 5 a.m. to watch it. Oh, the joy. But yeah, see y'all later. NASCAR Heavyweight Champ, out.